everyone, this is Kay, and for this video I'm going to be talking about my experience with graduate school applications. But before that, let me give you guys a little bit of background about myself. So I actually graduated in 2019 from a local state university here in the Bay Area, and it took me 5 years to complete my undergraduate studies because I had to work part-time while studying full-time in order to support myself. So for those of you who feel pressured to complete your undergraduate studies and receive your bachelor's degree within 4 years, which is the normal amount of time it takes other people to complete theirs, it's totally okay if it takes you 5 years, 6 years, 7 years or so, because if you have to hustle, then do what you gotta do and get that money. For undergrad, I actually studied geoscience because at the time I thought that it would be really cool to learn about the world around me and just go on field trips, but things changed and now I'm very passionate about data, which is why I decided that I wanted to study statistics for graduate school. I actually decided not to attend grad school soon after completing my undergrad studies because I thought that it would be better for me to give myself some time to really think about what I want to study in grad school, and because it's such a commitment and an investment that I feel like taking your time before deciding what you want to do is very essential. Now let's go back to graduate school applications. Overall, it took me 4 months to actually go through the whole process. It was very stressful and time consuming, so just be prepared for that. Before I chose the graduate programs that I wanted to apply to, the first step that I took was actually complete my statement of purpose. I felt like I needed to do that first before doing my research on all of the programs available for statistics in my area, because I wanted to really put together and clarify my purpose for graduate studies and what I want to get out of it. One tip that I have for writing the statement of purpose is write it while you're all alone by yourself. That way you're alone with your thoughts and dreams and aspirations in life. Also have somebody review your statement of purpose. You never know if there are any typos in there that are hiding from you. So what I actually did was I had my professor and a couple of friends review my statement of purpose, and it was very helpful because they were able to see a few mistakes that I didn't see myself. So the next thing I did after writing my statement of purpose was finalizing the list of graduate school programs that I wanted to apply to. So initially I had a total of 6 grad school programs that I was looking into, and then after writing my statement of purpose, I narrowed it down to only 3. The reasons why I narrowed down my list from 6 to 3 grad school programs to apply to was also because grad school programs can be pricey, and I didn't want to waste my time and money applying for grad school programs that I wasn't really interested in. Now let's talk about letter of recommendations. That was the next thing I did after finalizing my list of grad school programs to apply to. So I asked a total of 3 letter recommenders to write the letter for me, which is the standard number of letter of recommendations required for grad school applications. So I asked my 2 former college professors to write the letter for me, and the other one was my former bootcamp instructor. One tip that I have for you guys is to never feel shy when asking a professor or a former instructor to write a letter of recommendation for you, because most of the time they will be really happy to write it for you. Just make sure that the person you ask to write the letter of recommendation for you knows you very well. So 2 of my college professors that I asked to write a letter of recommendation for me knew me very well because I took a lot of classes with them in college, and I had different conversations with them during office hours, and I also did research for one of them. And my former bootcamp instructor didn't know me very well because it was only a 24-week program that I took with him. But the reason why I still chose him to write the letter of recommendation for me was because I was applying for a statistics program, and it would be nice to have someone to talk about my quantitative capabilities. Next thing I did after getting my letter of recommendations from my professor and instructor was gather all of the necessary documents required for graduate school applications, such as official transcripts from universities that I attended. So one tip that I have is to be very organized and research what the grad school program wants you to do with these transcripts. So I know that a lot of them had different requirements for transcript submission. That it had, for example, it had to be a certain quality or certain size, like under 5 KB or something. So just keep that in mind and be very organized. So like I said, I didn't need to submit my GRE score to any of the grad school programs that I applied to, which I'm very thankful for, because I don't think that my GRE score was the best. For those of you who do have to submit your GRE score to your grad school program of interest, I would suggest really taking the time to study and doing online test practice. Also, if you're someone like me who didn't have English as their first language, I would suggest really studying your vocabularies. There are a few applications that you can download on your mobile phone even to help you study for those vocabularies for the GRE. One thing that some grad school programs require and others don't is a personal statement. I had to complete it for I think a couple of grad school programs that I applied to, and I actually wrote a whole page for my personal statement, but when I was completing my online application, I didn't know that they only require less than 1,000 characters or something like that. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. That was one of the mistakes I did while completing my grad school application, was I didn't really research their size requirement for their personal statement and statement of purpose. So I ended up writing a whole page of personal statement and a whole 2 pages of statement of purpose that I had to later on shrink down to a certain size in order to not exceed the size limit on the online application. So that is all I have for grad school applications. Just make sure that you submit your application a few days before at least, because you don't want to wait last minute to submit that application and find out that you have to shrink down your statement of purpose and your personal statement just like I did. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video and good luck.